Hey guys, how you doing? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report with your free NBA basketball previews and predictions today for Wednesday. It is March 6th. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your Wacky Wednesdays. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner or hit the subscribe button below this video if you're using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by the Raymond Report. Come and learn about the 5 fundamentals of sports handicapping, and each and every day we talk about value, percentage play, performance cycles, player availability, and we use a strict money management system. You can follow the Raymond Report today at atsstats.com. All right, let's get to your computer picks today for March 6th. So we're going to go into the dashboard, go to our computer picks, go to NBA, and let's go to DC first, where Orlando coming off a 101-89 victory over the Charlotte Hornets, taking on the Washington Wizards, and they're going to be an 8-point road favorite in this one. 224 is the total. ATS forecast system play going to lean with the Magic. 116-107, the over-under at 223.76. So we do like this game to stay under the total. Looking at the Cal, the chance of winning this game, going to go to Orlando at 77.7% compared to 22.2 for the Wizards, who are now on a 15-game losing streak, while the Magic have won their last 4 games straight, and the last 5 have gone under the total. All right, Philadelphia 76ers coming off a win last night against a loss last night against the Brooklyn Nets. 112-107 was the final. And Memphis, they won their last game against Brooklyn, and that game was 106-102. So they're playing on 1 day's rest. And tonight, the Sixers, a 6-point favorite in this one. 211.5 is the total. And we're going to go with Philly, 106-101, the over-under at 208.31. So we do like this game to stay under the total. Looking at the 76ers, last 3 games have gone over the total, and they are now 4-6 to the under in their last 10. The value, though, minus 9.2 is my number. You can see they're getting a discount tonight on Philly at minus 6. All right, Cavaliers, big win last night. The Kelseys were in town, and they got that big win. And you know what? Right back on the road tonight in Atlanta, taking on the Hawks, who were also on the road last night. They won in New York, 116-100. Tonight, Atlanta, a 2-point favorite. 215 is the total, and we're going to lean with the, look at this, 106.9 for Cleveland, 106.03 for Atlanta, the over-under at 213, so we do like it to go under the total. And for the Cavaliers, their last 3 games have also gone under the total, but only 2-8 against the point spread the last 10 games. All right, the Clippers coming off a tough loss to the Bucks last game, 113-106. They're in Houston tonight against the Rockets. So James Harden going to face his old teammates, really old, because he's been on, 3 other teams since then? About minus 7 is the line, 223 is the total, and we are going to lean with the Clippers in this one. 115 and 110, the over-under listed at 225.74. So we do like this game to go over the total. Looking at the technicals here on tonight's game, I got the Clippers at minus 8.4 in my value index, and you can see they're minus 7. And for the Rockets, 3-7 to the under in the last 10, 4 under win streak. So you know what? Maybe the under might be worth a look, but the Kogo is at 60% and the total's at 225. So I don't know, conflicting numbers right there. Chicago Bulls taking on the Utah Jazz. The Jazz, a 4-point home court underdog, while Chicago, big win last game. 113-109 was the final, and tonight we're going to leave with the road favorite. That's Chicago, 114-109, the over-under at 223.8. So we do like this game to go a hair over the total. And looking at the numbers in tonight's game, Utah struggling big time, 2-8 straight up against the straight up, and 2-7-1 against the point spread. While the Chicago Bulls, they're 5-5 straight up and 6-4 against the number. Oklahoma City Thunder having a great season, 42-19 on the year, 7-3 straight up in their last 10 and against the point spread. 80% of those games have gone over the total. They're a 13-point road favorite tonight in Portland, and we're going to lean with the Thunder by 14. Look at that, 120-106, the over-under at 226.8. And Milwaukee taking on the Golden State Warriors. The Bucks coming off that big win over the Clippers. And the Warriors, they lost. They got spanked against the Celtics 2 nights ago. 140-88. But tonight, look at that, a 4-point favorite against Giannis and company. We'll see if Giannis is in the lineup. 117-112, the over-under at 229.6. So we do like this game to stay over the total. And Milwaukee coming in on a 6-game straight up and ATS win streak. And your final game of the evening, you got the Lakers taking on the Kings. LA, a minus 2.5-point favorite. 238.5 is the total, and we're going to lean with the LA Lakers. 122-118, the over-under at 240.31. So we do have this game going over the total, and we're going to give the Lakers a 57.1% chance of winning here tonight at the crypto.com arena. All right, let's take a look at the record of the computer picks, see how they've been doing. 71% straight up when you take the money line, so we're doing very well that way. But you know what? A lot of double-digit favorites, so you got to be very selective when you're taking the money line. I like to take money lines that are, minus 4.5 or lower if I can get in that range, and if I feel comfortable and I feel it's the right play, I'll pull the trigger. But either than that, I'll just pass, or I'll take the total or the underdog, right? And I'll show you my record last 10. I do take underdogs, believe it or not. I do take underdogs, and I'll give you another little rant here, a little Ron's rant. I'm on a ranting Wednesday today. All right, ATS forecast 56%. Pretty good. And what we do, you're saying, well, how do you get that? Whenever we give the forecast score, we see if they cover the spread, and then we give you the record, and then the over-under 55%, which is all good. So, hey, you know what? Winning record across the board, so the trifecta is cashing in. Speaking of cashing in, my picks have been doing pretty good. And if you go to Ron's free pick, you can get my free pick of the day right here. Unfortunately, we did lose last night with the Mavericks against the Pacers. But if you look at my last 10 selections, and you will see Seattle puck line. And there's a reason why I play puck line in the NHL. It's winning at about 65% in the last 7 days. So you got to follow the markets, right? I know I had some comments and people saying you got to, and I tell them all the time, you got to be patient and disciplined in sports betting, and not every day is going to be Picasso. Pick your spots. Just because today ends, the day ends in Y, doesn't mean it's a reason why you got to go and make a selection. If sometimes in sports betting, the best bet you make is the bet you don't make, and you got to really have a system. Follow your system, and if today's a day where you make that it meets all your criterias and all the check marks, then you got a confidence level pick, then you go make that selection, right? So we had the Seattle, we lost with Columbus on the under the other night against Vegas. Yeah, that was a 7-4 score, something like that. Rangers, close one. They almost had it, but almost doesn't count. It's an horseshoes. Seattle, look at that, underdogs. So I do take underdogs, guys, believe it or not. And again, when you look at the NBA, I'll show you the markets in a second, right? So we did win that. We had Milwaukee the other night. Boston over last night. I think we lost that one. We had the Knicks under 216.5. We won. St. Louis, 4-2 final. And LA Kings was our top play last night on the total, and we had Montreal on the puck line. And so we hit 60% last 10 premium picks. Now, let me go back to the dashboard, and let me go to my strength of the SBI in the markets. And this is what I'm talking about right here. Look at the money line for favorites in the NBA. They're winning at a 70% clip and a 29.8. So Ron, you're saying, you like favorites. When do you bet your favorites? Now, here's what I do. I like to look at the markets, and it's like the stock market, it's like crypto, it's like anything. What kind of market are we in? Are we in a bullish market, a neutral market, a bearish market? And when you look at the season average, and when you have teams in the NBA winning straight up at 70.3%. compared to 29.8. What percentage play do you like better to win your bet? Obviously, you don't need a rocket science to see that, right? If NBA favorites are winning at 70.3%, well, then you got to really consider that, right? And if you're an underdog better and you like underdogs money line straight up, and they're only winning 29.8%, well, you're only going to win what 3 out of 10 bets. But when you go look at the point spread, and again, I'm not a big point spread guy because it's just, for me, I'm looking for value, and the percentage play has to be in my favor, right? I will play dogs. I won't lay points. Everybody knows me. I don't lay points. I'll either take the money line or I'll play the underdog like Chicago Bulls the other night. But 52%, 48%, that's really balanced. And I get it from an investment point of view. You're saying, in sports betting, it's between you and the bookmaker. They have a 50% chance. You got a 50% chance. But, it's all about risk taking. What is your appetite for risk? Is your appetite for risk high or low? Mine is very medium. I have a medium appetite for risk, right? And it depends on the sport. NBA, NFL, whatever the point spread sport is, I have a different appetite, and I follow the markets. I play what the markets tell me what they're doing, right? And if I look at the over-under, the 7-day average, 51.4% of the games have gone over. Same thing on the yearly average. So I prefer playing either underdogs, money line favorites, or the totals, right? And that's where I look for my value each and every day when I do my selections. And another way I handicap is I'm going to show, I think I showed this in the hockey selections yesterday. So let me show you guys a way I do this. So let me take a look over here. Okay, let's look at Atlanta. Atlanta won by 6 yesterday. They're a road favorite. So I'm going to go to my dashboard. I'm going to go to my super database, and I'm going to go and bring up some numbers here, right? And I'm a system player. I like to play systems. So let's go. They're -2, -3 or more, right? -3. All right, home favorite of -3. Where's the home favorite there? Come on, Ron. Home favorite. Did I miss it? There it is. Wait, wrong one. Just bear with me, guys. Where's the home favorites? And there's so many. Okay, just one sec. There it is. -3 or less, home favorites. Perfect. All right, and they won by what? 6 points the last game? 16. Okay, they won by 16. So what I'm going to do right here, I'm going to go look at teams coming off a 16-point win. All right. Oh, you know what? No wonder. I was in the NFL. Hey, sorry guys. All right, there you go. That's a little bit. I was saying, man, there's so much. I don't remember that in the NBA. There you go. Okay. All right, so coming off a 16-point win. All right, where's the? Oh yeah, I gotta go up here to the ones. There we go. 12. No, a 16-point win. So 16 to 19-point win. Let's go look current season. Let's go see how these teams have done. So let's go recap here. Took me a few minutes to get this. I'm looking at Atlanta. They're a 2-point favorite, coming off a 16-point win, and this season. So when any NBA team this season is in the exact situation Atlanta's in tonight, let's go take a look at the record. 2-3, so not a lot of volume, right? 1-4. So yeah, that's interesting. Only 4 games. So how about if we did the last 2 years? And normally I like to stay in the same season. I just want to see 7-11, 12-6, 10-8. So yeah, you know what? I don't like the numbers. I like the current season. Anytime I do these search database, I want to stay in the same season. Now let's go look at the other side of the coin. Let's go look at Cleveland. Okay, they're an underdog. So they're let me see, where's the road underdog? Okay, and they're coming off a 1-point win. Okay, so let's do that. A 1 to 3-point win. Let's go see the numbers. 3-8 straight up. Not that. Look at that. 1-10 to the under. So, and the Atlanta had the under. So right away, the technicals are pointing towards the under in this game here tonight, right? And the forecast has under. So that's a good way to have a starting point when you're handicapping, and if you're a system player, right? I'm a system player, and sometimes what I'll do is I'll go look in the Raymond report to see if there's a history of those two teams playing a lot of unders, right? Now that I've seen there's some indicators pointing towards the under, I'm going to go to see now of the technicals. And oh, look at this. Cleveland on the road against a C-type team, a team with a losing record, 3-12 to the under. The only bad news is I wish this was more towards 50%, 6-2 to the over for Atlanta against A-type teams. But what about the history? History is good. I like this. 5-5 when Cleveland travels to Atlanta. 5-5 to the under last 10, and 4-6 in the last 10 head-to-head meetings. So you know what? I kind of like the under here tonight in the Atlanta-Cleveland game, and that's how I handicap, guys. That's how I go and I look at the numbers. And remember, we're betting with parity now. You know, on any given, like, you know, the old saying, on any given Sunday, right? Anybody can win. And that's so true right now with the numbers in parity, because anybody has an opportunity to win. And you're handicapping. Not always remember this. You're not handicapping Cleveland versus Atlanta. You're handicapping the bookmaker's number, and this is where you got to say to yourself, how did he get that number? How he or she got that number? How did they get that number? And how are you going to beat that number? And is my number better than their number? And if it is, then you got yourself a play. All right. Well, that was a long-winded answer for you guys, today. But it is Wacky Wednesday. What do you expect here on the Raymond Report, right? Trying to keep it fun, trying to keep it entertaining. And if you do like these podcasts, and if you like I used to do the daily podcast, but it just didn't work out for many reasons why. All right. Have yourself a great rest of your Wacky Wednesday. I'll be back on a Thursday with another edition of the Raymond Report. Cheers.